It's recording.
While we're here. For those of you that are watching our videos, this is part of what we call the Spiritual Leaders School. We've been part of the school now for a number of weeks. But tonight, we have a special presentation. Pastor Jose, last name?
Riveron.
That's right, Riveron. Pastor Jose Riveron is going to join us tonight. And the purpose of him sharing tonight is he's from Cuba. And so he indeed understands the Latino culture very well. Because he is. So he's going to share with us how we, and you that are watching, perhaps all over the world, if you live near or live in a Latino culture, or you have a group of people that are Hispanics or Mexicans or Nicaraguans, Guatemalans, Spanish from Spain, hopefully you might maybe learn from this as well. So, Pastor Jose,
Okay.
come and share with us.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. It's
God
a
bless you.
privilege. God bless you. It's a privilege here, and it's a surprise for me because I cannot to wait for this kind of YouTube and transmission, and I appreciate your heart for Hispanic people.
Yes.
Because we need rich people for Jesus Christ, and you have this kind. Doesn't matter what country, doesn't matter what condition, doesn't matter what language.
Amen.
And I know this is the mentality you have at Pastor, and or you have this kind of together to working for reach the people and share Jesus Christ with people. There, it's the most important.
Amen.
The most important when you see somebody, when the Holy Ghost touch the heart, and the people believe in Jesus Christ or receive Jesus Christ in their life and start to walking in a new life with Jesus Christ. I'm sorry my broken English. I say to my brothers and sisters, the problem was my mother. Yeah, believe it or not. Cuba is 90 miles to America. But my mother don't cross the border legally. I'm done. This is the reason I was born in Cuba, growing speaking Spanish and learning a little English. I hope you understand what I say to you. I say that from the bottom of my heart. I say that from all my heart. And thank you for the privilege tonight to spend this time to, I don't know how many times, Pastor. 15 minutes enough, I think.
Yeah.
Not too much on that. Okay, 15 minutes enough for that. How to reach the Hispanic people. The first point you need to clarify in our mind is Hispanic don't exist. You say, wow. Hispanic don't exist. Because I remember the first time when the immigration said to me, you are Hispanic. I said, I'm Hispanic? Why? Because you speak Spanish. This is the reason that Hispanic means people speak Spanish. But you know what is the difficult? We have 23 different cultures. 23 different cultures. And different language too. Okay? I want to put one example. If I try to explain when using one example, the difference when I say the language is not a good point to say people is or that, right? For example, my wife is from Venezuela, South America. The best compliment for a lady is you say to the lady, you are a turkey. You are a turkey. But in Cuba, if somebody say to a lady, you are a turkey, I promise. The lady push your face. Because it's the most offensive phrase in Cuba. And it's the same, it's exactly the same, no change at all. It's the same, but mean totally different, okay? And you hear when I say, for example, some countries say, ahora, ahorita. Okay, now and right now. Now mean to my wife right now. But right now mean to my wife now, not right now. This is the reason in my house, when I'm going to say something, honey, I don't say ahorita or ahora, I say right now. I use an English word because we're talking the same word. For example, the beans. Beans,
Beans.
black beans,
Yeah. See.
different kind of beans. Beans is, in some countries the name of bean is porotos. In other country, caraotas. In other country, frijoles. In other countries, other Hispanic countries, habichuelas.
Oh.
If you say different, cake. The word cake. Cuba uses the same than America. Oh, it's a beautiful cake. All right? But other countries, if you say cake, say, what do you say, cake? What mean cake? It's not cake. It's pastel. Another country say, no, it's not the pastel too. It's torta. But torta for Mexican is a sandwich. But torta for Venezuelan is a cake. What I try to figure out in your mind is so difficult. It's starting the language, right? I don't want, I think is, I don't say, the Hispanic people need Jesus Christ. Every culture, every language needs Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And you try to learn how to reach them. Okay? It's a point of view very important. We need to learn the language, right?
Right.
Amen.
But you need to know the culture.
See.
This is the other problem. Okay? You maybe know the language, but probably it's so difficult to understand the culture. Because the culture don't mean the language. You have the relation, but every culture is different. In any country, in any language. And we have stereotypes. Stereotypes?
See.
You got the word?
Yes.
I remember that my last trip to Venezuela. When I come in, we changed plane. In the same plane, the same flight, coming, a group of young people going a missionary trip to Venezuela. And one of the young people coming to me and say, Pastor, we have spent 1 month in Venezuela, but every morning, when we going to eat breakfast, they give to us hot dogs every morning. Why? I start to laugh. Because I said, you know why? Because we believe Americans eat hot dog and pizza. It's a stereotype.
Yeah.
And it's the same when the people see the Hispanic. I remember my pastor when I arrived to Grand Rapids, and my wife invited him and said, come to our apartment. He said, okay, I go to eat tacos. Tacos? Cubans don't eat tacos. Then my first taco was in America. It was in New York when I arrived. Venezuela don't eat tacos. Really? Stereotype. Every Hispanic eat tacos. If we wanted to reach the Hispanic culture, we need to try to establish a relationship with the people.
Yes.
Better than go directly and share what the Bible say or what the evangelical tract say. I don't say don't share what the Bible say directly. I don't share the evangelical tract, right?
Right.
But we need to make the relation. The Hispanic, the 23 different cultures, subcultures in the Hispanic, here we have the value, really value to the interrelation one another. For example, our church, when somebody visits us or become member of our church, Phil say, you have lunch every Sunday. We eat lunch every Sunday. Not every Sunday, of course. But most of the Sunday we eat lunch together. Okay? Because it's part of the culture. And we need this kind of relation to the Hispanic. First, than say, you need Jesus Christ. Before that, we need to make the relation in different levels. Okay? And we need to thinking about when we try, you know what I mean? When we try to establish friendship and relation with the Hispanic, the Hispanic going to think, what this guy going to sell to me? This is the first point of view coming to the Hispanic mind. What this guy going to sell to me? And you need to prove them. For example, I had members, now they are members of our church, but I spent 3 years to establish friendship relation with the person. Before to say, you need Jesus Christ in your life. Why? Because if I start at the very beginning to say, let me talk to you about Jesus, they're going to say to me, no, I have my church. And this is very important to know with the Hispanic cultures. The Hispanic cultures, the religion means the country. If we leave your traditional religion, you betray your country. You got the point?
See.
Sound really strange, but this is the big point. The people say, no, this doesn't matter. People never go to any kind of the traditional religion. Always say, well, I have this religion in my life because probably the grandparents or the grand have this kind of practice. They don't practice this kind of religion, but they say, this is my religion because it's the religion of my country. I learned a few months ago, pastors, brothers and sisters, I learned, take care, don't talking against the traditional religions of the Hispanic cultures. You got what I try to say to you? Mm-hmm. Don't talking. Sometimes we try to help the people talking against the traditional religion that they have. It's very offensive for Hispanic people. Doesn't matter that the people coming to the church and visit the church, right, or spend time with you. They say, because this is the church that they have for how many years. And this is the key point that we needed to do. We need to try to build relations, good relations. And the other one we need to do is respect for the heritage that they have it. We need to learn when we go into church the gospel with them. The Bible is the same, the gospel is the same, right? We agree, everybody agree, we cannot change the doctrine, we cannot change the message, it's the same message. But we need to learn sometimes between subcultures, the subcultures, they don't have friends. They are enemies. For example, you may say this example, doesn't matter if you record it, I put it on YouTube, because it's the real thing.
Speak the truth.
Mexican don't have good relation to Guatemala. Okay? If you try to use it in Mexican to talk to the Guatemalan, or Guatemalan to talk to the Mexican, you're going to become a good problem, not a good resolution. And you need to take care about that. Okay? A different level of that. It's no same level everybody, but they say Mexico is the real, and the Guatemala say Guatemala is the real thing. Okay? The same is between Colombia and Venezuela. I remember my second visit to Venezuela, I go into the pharmacy, and the person working in the pharmacy, the intonation of the word for me was from Colombia. And I say to her, oh, are you Colombian? She said, no, I'm Venezuelan. Come on, that's okay, no problem at all, I'm fine. Fine for me. You're Venezuelan. No, 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 no. I don't want to have any problem. We need to have this care about that, okay? Because it's easy. It's a little. The same is between the Caribbean islands, and Central America, Mexico, and South America. South America is different too. The north of the South America, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, they are totally different than Chile, Uruguay, Argentina. They have different kind of interpretation. They come from the style. For example, Argentina believe they are European. And they believe they are European, and we are European. But the people in the other countries don't believe that they are European. They have South America. Yeah. And they have this kind of a problem. When we go into church, the gospel with them, we need to care about that. The other issue we need to care about, I think, there's a lot of that. You say, I know, I learn. I know a little bit, but every day I learn. And every day I pray, Lord, help me to reach the people. Doesn't matter what kind of the subculture is that. Because you died for them. Okay, and we need to, some cultures or subcultures, Spanish subcultures, they are soft. I don't know if it's the best word in English. That means they don't need the louder voice. For example, you hear Cubans. You know some Cubans?
Only you.
Only me? Well, if you know Cubans, the Caribbean island, more the Caribbean island, we are so loud. When we talk one another, if you don't understand the language, look for you, they going to fire. But we don't go into fire. We're only talking. Okay, but you hear, ah! No. I remember when I started our church, and we had the Bible taught in the house. The most of the people in the group coming from Caribbean islands, but coming some family from Peru, and the family stayed with us. And when they ended the time that the group in this house, they leave it immediately. And my wife said they have some problem. They don't understand very well. I said no, yeah, they don't understand. I called them and I said, yeah. For us, they say to me, believe they're going to start to fight one another. And we speak the same language, okay? Why? Because it's different kind. We express the idea. It's not any problem at all. And we don't fight one another. But look that there's for Caribbean.
Sure.
And we need to take care when we're going, what kind of level we're going to use it when you're going to church. And it's a good idea. I try to do that. It's some suggestion. And when I go into visit some subculture, I take with me somebody help me in this kind of subculture.
Yes.
For example, if I know a Mexican, I talk to the Mexican Christian and say, you can help me to going to visit Juan. I would like to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with Juan. And well, really, in this week we would like to visit some Juan in the city, and believing in the front of the member of the church. It's a young man, and the man is Mexican. I said, you are Mexican, I prefer going with you. I said, no, Pastor, I understand perfect. Why? Because it's cultural near more than for me. When I go into a Cuban, of course, I don't need another Cuban because I know my group, okay? I know what is a good, what is a bad. I know when they say, I understand when they move it to the left or move it to the right. But I need the help of other people. And we need to care about some cultures, they are more express affection one another.
Yes.
It's another problem we have too. The Caribbean island express the hug and kisses. Central American cultures don't use normally this kind of affection. This is the reason our church, we made a decision. Don't do that. Because we love the brother, we love the sister, we love the people coming. And we don't want nobody, understand, feel bad because we hug and kiss one another. And we keep it by love, because we would like to reach Jesus Christ. And we need to care about that. And I use it, my suggestion in this idea is, try to use somebody help you in this idea. Try to use somebody in the same culture to reach the other people there.
Amen.
Okay?
Amen.
Okay, I don't know if you have any other questions. You have questions. You don't do any question, Pastor.
Yeah, we will. Maybe.
Okay.
Does anyone have a question?
Okay.
Jacob.
If I was to learn typical Spanish classes here in America, like how in English we have down south they use words they don't use up north, and vice versa. If I was to go speak to somebody from Puerto Rico learning Mexican Spanish,
Okay.
would there be words that I should not use that I would probably have learned to use?
Yeah.
Like what?
Let me say in English, good question. We are going to answer your question, okay? Because most of the time in English say good question, but never answer the question. I'm going to answer the question. I try to use a most general and flat, simple language.
So like formal.
Formal, not formal, but general, no slang, no idioms, because every language has a slang, idioms. For example, yesterday I met with a pastor visit some church here in Grand Rapids. He tried to play with me. He is Cuban. And I say, okay, I'm going to test him. And I say some idiom, slang. I say it as slang. I say, no, you know I'm Cuban. You cannot to understand when I say this kind of slang. But you ask me what kind of the word, and we need to take care about that. It's a lot of them.
There's a lot.
Yeah, but the most important is simple, flat, formal Spanish.
Okay.
Not too formal, than becoming a wall between you and the person you're going to share the gospel. Because sometimes, our language is not a way to reach the people. It's a wall to close any communication with the people. Doesn't matter what language we use it. And use it as general. If you have question about that, ask. Is correct this form? What do you think? We need to prepare in that testing what is good and asking what is good.
So then, like how you said when you went out, if you don't know the group of people very well that you're going to be speaking to,
Mm-hmm.
we should ask somebody who is familiar.
Yes.
What don't we say? What can we say?
Yeah.
What would be a friendly greeting?
Yeah. And you know what is the other point? I'm sorry, Pastor, but the other point in that too is, if at the very beginning, when I very begin to start to speak in my broken English, I said to you, I'm sorry, it was my mother's fault. If you start to speak in Spanish, and I say, I'm sorry, I'm not good at speaking Spanish, I'm not good at speaking your subculture language, I don't understand your subculture. Nobody may have problem with that. So I don't understand very well all your culture, but I would like to share with you, I would like to become friend with you. I would like to share what Jesus Christ did in my life. The power of the testimony, personal testimony, doesn't matter what language, doesn't matter what subculture. You got the point there too? And if you say something in the church, I remember one day I preached, and a lady from some Hispanic subculture, I say, we are ET. Because we are extraterrestres. E.T. When I finish, the lady waiting for me, they said, Pastor, don't say me anymore. I am an extraterrestre. I know E.T.
Yeah.
What do you understand? You need to do that. What do you understand? When I started to live in America, I remember one time I go to start to speak to somebody in a business. And the person said to me, what do you understand? No, no. Sorry, I say, I'm working with the people about the language. Never fire about the language, because or don't fire about the culture. Learn about the culture. Every culture has good things and bad things. The American culture has a lot of good things. The Hispanic, the 23 cultures, a group, a culture have a lot of good. Take the good things, one of them, or the good thing of the other one, and working with that. You know, you go to the Bible, thing is sin. Doesn't matter what the language or culture.
Amen.
Don't live it in the sin. Live in the new life in Jesus Christ. What the people like to share with you, for example, some kind of food. It's a good problem sometimes, yes or no? Some kind of food. The American food is amazing, I love it. But the Hispanic food sometimes is so difficult.
Yeah.
I remember the ants, A-N-T-S. In some part of Colombia, they eat it.
Wow.
And I remember the guy said to me, Pastor, I need to visit my home. Why? Because I have some ant for you. I wanted you to eat it. Oh Lord, have mercy on me. Have mercy on me.
Yeah.
Finally, the Lord helped me to do it. And he said, well, I eat it. I don't, no problem, next time. Okay? But we need a little flexibility, knowing the word, knowing the doctrine, because it's knowing the message of Jesus Christ is only one.
Yeah.
But in the practice of on the chair, talking, practice your Spanish, practice your experience with Jesus Christ, give your testimony to them. And don't fire against the traditional religion in their heart. No. The idea is not a fire, it's share Jesus. Come on.
Well,
I'm sorry, it's a
someone else
puzzle
asked
left.
before I asked again.
Okay.
Linda?
Any question? It's free today.
Go ahead.
I just want to make sure in case you have to go.
Oh,
Okay.
Any question?
No, I'm kind of just hanging on to every word he's saying.
Well, I was just going to say, if I can add to what you were saying, Pastor, when you do travel to another culture,
Uh-huh.
or now in America where so many cultures are coming here,
More than the 23 language here
Yeah.
in Europe.
yeah, if you try to speak in their language, or to eat their food,
Mhm.
or to follow any other culture, traditional point, other than, like you said, going against the Bible, they are very honored. When they know that you are trying to understand them, trying to speak their language, even eat their food, and they may sense or know that the ant,
Mhm.
for instance, when I was in Mexico,
Uh-huh.
in the Baja,
Yeah.
I was staying with some people,
Yes.
and they were joking with some of their family about the meal they were preparing. And they were joking about me because they were sure, being American, that I would not eat it. And what it was the innards of a cow.
Oh,
Stomach.
yeah, I know. Tripa.
Yeah, soup.
Okay, sopa de
And
tripa.
soup. And they said,
Menudo.
Danielle will never eat this. I said, bring it here, I'll eat it.
In the
So
name
they all
of the
gathered
Lord.
around. They all gathered around and watched me eat it. It was quite good,
Yes.
you know. But
Don't look good, but it's tasting good.
so when I did that, they appreciated me a little bit more.
That's right. That's right.
I was an American
Yeah.
trying to
Mhm.
relate to them.
Yes.
So that really is powerful. And I think that's in any culture. South Africa, you know.
It's very important. You know what? Because you're going to understand what I'm going to say now. Not the English only. If you understand my broken English, praise the Lord. But I understand the idea. The idea of the people don't believe in Jesus Christ outside America is the American people is selfish.
Yeah.
And they think they have
Yes.
the complete control of the world.
Yeah.
When they see us to live in a normal life, especially because Jesus Christ is in our heart. The word of the you are different because I am Christian. I have Jesus in my heart, changed my life. This is the reason I'm not selfish, I'm not But they have this kind of mentality around to the world.
Yeah.
Not only around all here. In Hispanic in America thinking, oh, no way. Thinking, because most of them don't try to understand the culture.
Exactly.
And we need to understand the culture too, when we live in here too.
Yeah.
So you were saying about don't offend their the original belief system or whatever. That brings me to my second question I want to ask you, and that'll be my last one.
Oh, that's okay.
A lot of South Americans, a lot of Puerto Ricans, many quote Hispanic countries are primarily practice Catholicism.
Yes.
How do I give the message of Christ to them without offending their better senses
Good point.
or their senses on them?
Amazing. Well, let me say again, good question, but the answer is coming. Okay, the answer for that is the Catholic Church in Latin America, Hispanic country, what you say exactly, is totally different than here. And one reason, in Latin America, they have a persecution against two evangelicals.
That's right.
This is the reason sometimes some people here don't understand why.
I'm aware of that.
Okay? And they say a reason, for example, I remember when I visited a church in New York, 2 or 3 months in America, I visited a church in New York, have a lot of the pictures of the different St. Paul, St. Peter in an evangelical church. For me, it was a shock. Because it's no way Jose in the Latin America saying, no, we can't do that because it's, well, in a church, few weeks ago I have a study explain about the Apocrypha, why the Catholic Church have the book. And I take a Catholic Bible to the Bible study, and some person in the Bible study say after the pastor, I don't want to see a Catholic Bible. Come on. We don't do that wrong. We use it because we need to read what the Bible say in Apocrypha, what the Catholic Church, the Catholic Bible say. I understand perfectly about that. My point of view, in different cases I have it in America and in Cuba too, with people is, don't make to the Catholic Church the key point was your proclamation of Jesus Christ. If you're going to proclaim Jesus Christ, you don't spend time to talking about a traditional religion. If the person try to the conversation, this subject, use it the most polite word and put out, because it's not the point. The point is, if the people know Jesus Christ, they're going to make a right decision.
Amen.
And the right decision, when Jesus Christ comes into the life and the Holy Ghost have the newborn in this guy, everything start to change. And the person start to ask you, this is not good. The Bible don't say that. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, pastor. And probably in some part of the point of the way of the new believer, they stay in the two different moment, no? And then he made final decision. But don't go in first and say, no, you stay in the wrong church. You don't stay in the wrong church. You stay in the wrong way. Because Jesus is the way.
Well, on that point, I've talked to some South American people before, Hispanics, and like when I try to tell them, you know, the Bible says you shouldn't have idols, and then they have Mary, a statue of Mary outside in their lawn,
Yeah.
that they pray in front of.
Yeah.
What should I not talk to them about that at all until like maybe after, long time after they come to Christ?
Yes. Don't spend time first. Spend time to share Jesus and what Jesus doing and why they need Jesus Christ. And this is the first, because if you're going first, or I going first to the traditional religion for Hispanic, the normal say, you talking about my country. Because you know, it's a mental link between traditional religion and my country.
Yes.
Some people I say to me, no, I can leave my traditional religion because if I leave it, I betray my country. No. You don't need, you need to Jesus Christ for that. And the people try, when we're talking, try this subject to you, or to me. And they talk, no, I am this kind of religion, okay? But you have Jesus Christ in your heart. You know Jesus Christ. No, I go to the Catholic. Okay,
But do
don't
you
worry.
have Jesus
Go
Christ?
again. Okay.
Yeah, that's the main point.
Okay.
Linda?
Well,
Does and I know there's a wide variation that you're pointing out, but do the Catholics in Hispanic countries value the Bible? Is the Bible important within the Catholic Church?
in the Hispanic countries,
Yeah, because I think it's changed in some American Catholic churches now,
yeah.
but for a while it wasn't even allowed to be read.
The problem, Linda, in this is for many years, centuries, the Catholic Church persecute any other group, kill them, sent to the jail, because they are the power to the government. Most of the Latin American countries have official religion, saying that some European countries, they have the same in Latin America. They have the official religion. And official religion means this religion have the power to make decisions for every other kind of group in that. And they feel what the people coming from a traditional church to Jesus Christ, and they remember how many they suffered for the Catholic Church. That means it's not everybody, and don't generalize, say everybody the same. And in Latin America, they made changes, but let me see, in Latin America and in the US is the same. They don't change the doctrine. They change the form, the practice. For example, they sing the similar song than us, playing different kind of instrument. Some group read the Bibles, but read the Bible on the direction, because the doctrine, the main doctrine of the Catholic Church is the church have the power to interpretation of the Bible. It's different than us. We said the Bible is the rule, and everything stay under the Bible, because the Bible is the Word of God.
Amen.
And they do it different. It's a doctrine. I mean, it's not something that some group yes, some group no. It's a general doctrine in the whole Catholic Church in Latin America and America too, that the church have the power to interpret or say what the Bible means. We don't believe that. We believe the different. We believe the Bible is they have the power to interpret the church, what the church doing, what the church is not, because it's the Word of God. And this is, of course, my neighbor is from Puerto Rico. He is the director of the Cells Bible study in the houses of the Grand Rapids. And the last conversation we had, we were talking frequently. The last one he said to me, I understand this idolatry, because we're talking about some church here in the Catholic church in the city, for Hispanic group, say, I don't understand, Pastor, this kind of idolatry to Virgin Mary. And I say, what do you say? I hear well? Yes, I believe it's idolatry. Oh, are you near to the kingdom of God? He said, yeah, okay. I know, because you understand,
He recognizes it.
recognize the real thing. But we need the Holy Ghost working in the people. Sometimes we cut the fruit before it's ready to eat. I don't know, it's good in English what I say, but do you know what I tend to say?
I understand.
We need time. And the Hispanic cultures, the 23-year-old culture, remember, they think, what do you sell when you come near to them? But the people need too much. Why? They need it. And I need to, because you say 15 minutes, I say, I don't know, Pastor, but let me say something. They need the French of the other people. This is the reason they come into the Hispanic churches, to the group, try to help them. Because they mix in the country. They understand, they all want to understand the culture. And you try to explain to them, you need the car insurance. Why? In my country, I never pay car insurance. I'm sorry, but my brother knows what I say. Estúpido. But here you need it. It's a law. Oh, okay. In your country, no, but here, yes. You need to know the culture. You need to, for example, learn about the school. What about the participation in the community? You need to take part of the community because you are part of the community too. And you need to work in that. And I appreciate that this opportunity, Pastor. Do you have any other question? Thank you so much. Thank you. And pray for me.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pastor Jose.
Praise
Thank
the
you.
Lord.
And if you're watching by way of video here, maybe you're watching this in Spain or Argentina. Really, you could be watching this, and you know about Jesus Christ. You've heard about Jesus Christ. You might be part of a traditional religion or smaller group, but it really is Jesus Christ. The church doesn't save you. Tradition doesn't save you. Your parents don't save you. The government doesn't save you. It's only Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Jesus Christos.
Amen.
Muy bien.
Praise the Lord.
So, gracias.